Hello everyone and welcome to the online lecture series by Shet Vidya Mandir English High School and Junior College of Science and Commerce. Myself Jayesh Rajgor and today we are going to study chapter number 4 Supply Analysis. My dear students, in the previous chapters we have already studied about the law of demand as well as elasticity of demand. It is also essential to understand the concept of supply. Supply is nothing but the total quantity available for sale with the seller. The study of supply is as important as the study of demand. Supply is a fundamental economic concept that describes the total amount of a specific good or a service that is available to a seller. In the previous video lecture, we also saw three important concepts: the concept of total output, stock, and supply. Let us have a quick recap about the definition of supply. According to Paul Samuelson, supply refers to the relation between market prices and the amount of goods that producers are willing to supply. Supply refers to the quantity of a commodity that a seller is willing and able to offer for sale at a given price during a certain period of time. For example, a farmer's total output of rice is 4,000 kgs. This is total stock. If the price is rupees 40 per kg, he offers 1,000 kgs for sale. This is the actual supply. Yes, my dear students, the total output is nothing but the 4,000 kgs which he has produced. But out of those 4,000 kgs, he offers 1,000 kgs for sale. So the actual supply is that 1,000 kg which he is offering for sale. Let us now have a look at the supply schedule. A supply schedule is nothing but a tabular representation of the functional relationship between price and quantity supplied of a particular commodity. In the previous chapters, we have seen the functional relationship between price and demand. Here, we are going to see the relationship between price and quantity supplied. Here are the two schedules: individual supply schedule and market supply schedule. Individual supply schedule is nothing but about one producer, whereas market supply schedule is about all producers. Let us have a look at them in detail. Here is a table showing individual supply, where we have two important columns, namely price of a commodity X in rupees per kgs, whereas supply of a commodity X in kgs. You can see the price as 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Whereas on the other side we have supply 100 kgs at price 10, 200 kgs at price 20, 300 kgs at 30, 400 at 40 and 500 kgs at price 50. So it is very clear that supply is producer's behavior, and thus whenever the price of a commodity rises, the supply increases. Yes, my dear students. Table 4.1 explains functional relationship between price and quantity supplied of a commodity. It clearly states that lower the price, lower the quantity of a commodity supplied, because the producer will get less money, so he is supplying less, and vice versa. At the lowest price of rupees 10, supply is also lowest at 100 kgs, and at the highest price of rupees 50, quantity supplied is highest at 500 kgs. Let us now have a look at the individual supply curve. In figure 4.2, quantity supplied is shown on the x-axis and price on the y-axis. Supply curve SS slopes upwards from left to right, indicating a direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. Now let us have a look at market supply schedule. Remember, my dear students, individual supply schedule is about one producer, whereas market supply schedule is about many producers, or we can say many sellers. Here we have two important columns: price of a commodity in rupees, quantity supplied in kgs. Here you can see there are three sellers: seller A, seller B, and seller C. Whereas the third column is the market supply columns in kg. We can see market supply is formulated by summing up all the three sellers' supply, that is A plus B plus C. At price 10, seller A supplies 100 kgs of the quantity, whereas seller B supplies 200 kgs and seller C 300 kgs. So at price 10, the total market supply is 600, which is 100 plus 200 plus 300. Similarly, at price 20, seller A supplies 200 kgs, seller B supplies 300 kgs, and seller C supplies 400 kgs. So the market supply at price 20 is 900 kgs. Similarly, at price 50, seller A supplies 500 kgs, seller B supplies 600 kgs, and seller C supplies 700 kgs of the commodity. Similarly, the market supply at price 50 is 1800 kgs, which is the highest. So once again, it is proved that producer always sells or supplies more at higher prices. The market supply schedule shows different quantities of a commodity which all producers are prepared to sell at different prices at given period of time. So market supply is obtained by adding the supply of sellers A, B, and C at different prices. At highest price of 50, market supply is highest at 1800 kgs, and at lowest price of rupees 10, market supply is lowest at 600 kgs. Here is the market supply curve. Once again, my dear students, in figure 4.3, quantity supplied is shown on the x-axis and price on the y-axis. Supply curve SS slopes upwards from left to right, indicating a direct relationship between price and market supply. So, here we can easily understand that individual supply is about a single producer and market supply is about all the producers in the market. In the next video lecture, we'll continue with this chapter's supply analysis. Till then, stay safe, stay connected. Thank you very much.